Do you trade for rare costume shinies in Pokemon Go? Does that rare costume Pokemon sometimes cost you 40,000 Stardust or even more if it is going to be a brand new shiny Dex entry for you? Well, just wait here. There are a little bit of tactics that you can get around spending a massive amount of Stardust on certain Pokemon in Pokemon Go. So here's the premise before I go into explaining it more in detail. Number one, every Pokemon does have a regular and a shiny. It might not be out in the game right now, but eventually it will come out. And then on occasion, there are Pokemon that do get costumes, and then those costumes do get shinies. For instance, Pikachu is the most widely known Pokemon for having way too many costumes in Pokemon Go, and all of those costumes do have shinies. So some of those Pokemon you will not be able to get the shiny. Let's take for instance the Pikachu from Singapore, right? So this costume was only able to be obtained, I believe it's in Singapore as of right now, and I do believe it's going on further than this. However, this balloon Pikachu was also able only to be obtained at the Safari Zone in Singapore, right? So it's a specific rare variant of the Pikachu, and this one is going to be a costume. So trading a costume with a best friend is going to cost you 800 Stardust. However, if you trade a costume that you do not have with the shiny to a best friend, that's going to cost 40,000 Stardust. So obviously speaking, there's a big difference between 800 and 40,000. However, I'm going to give you guys the workaround here and help you guys out. So here it is. Let's say you have a Pikachu, right, regular. You have the shiny regular Pikachu because you have to have the base form in a shiny. If you don't have the base form in a shiny, this is not going to work. So what you have to do, you have to have the base form caught, you have to have the shiny caught, right? So that is going to signify to your Pokedex that you do have the shiny. Then let's say that you want this Pikachu with a shiny, right? So if you don't have this costume, normally what you would do for somebody is you would just go out and get this Pikachu, pay 40,000 Stardust for it, right? That's how typically costume shinies work. But if you have the regular Pikachu, you have the shiny regular Pikachu non-costume, and then what you're gonna do is if you have the time frames, you're gonna trade this Pokemon or obtain it somehow in the regular shiny form the day before you're gonna do the regular trade, because you only typically get one special trade per day. However, if you are at a Safari Zone, a Go Fest, or a Com Day, you have the exception because this could really work very well for a Com Day Pokemon. So I get this Pokemon traded over to me, and since we're best friends, I'm only paying 800 Stardust for a special trade to be able to get this Pikachu with this costume, which then means I have the costume register, I have the Pikachu regular shiny registered, which means if I am going to get the costume shiny Pikachu now, it will only cost 800 Stardust as opposed to 40,000. So with that said, you guys saved yourself a grand total of 38,400 Stardust in Pokemon Go, which is a ton of extra Stardust. Nobody wants to be throwing that out. And how does this work? Why would it work? And why would it make sense? You got to think about the Pokedex in Pokemon Go. How the Pokedex works is a regular Pokemon is caught, that is going to be unlocked. Then you catch the shiny form. Pikachu, shiny, regular, I have it. Then, if I am able to get the costume in the mix, that means I have unlocked that costume, and since the shiny is already in the Pokedex, and now I have the costume in the Pokedex, if I want to put that shiny and the costume together, it is not considered a brand new, unhad Pokemon. It is considered just a special trade for the day, as if I were to trade for any other type of normal shiny, which is really cool. So that can be done for any of these Pokemon in that matter. If you have a Charmander, you have the Charmander regular, you have the Charmander regular shiny, you have the Charmander hat. If you don't have the Charmander with a hat, what you're going to want to do is obtain one through a trade before you do that trade, and then the next trade would be to be able to go after the shiny with the hat, and that will only cost you 800 Stardust. Think about all these Pokemon that you could do this for. Wobbuffet, Raticate, all of the above could be done just simply by having the 800 Stardust and getting the regular and the shiny and the costume all registered in the Dex before that trade goes down. Not only that, guys, think about this. There is another Pokemon that this does work for, and it is going to work for the Galarian forms of a specific Pokemon. Because of the Hisuian Braviary, I was unfortunately not able to raid with it. However, what I do have is I have the regular shiny Rufflet, then I evolved that one into shiny Braviary, and then I got the Galarian version registered into my Pokedex. So, as you guys do see right here, as I'm talking, when I go in to trade this Pokemon, I don't have this Pokemon. You can see in my Pokedex, I am going to trade for this Pokemon, and it is only going to say that it's going to cost me 800 Stardust. So before you go after wasting a ton of Stardust in Pokemon Go, I highly suggest that you guys take into consideration, do I have the regular, obviously? Do I have the costume of that regular that I'm looking to get the shiny of? And then do I have the shiny regular Pokemon? And if the answer is no, I would suggest you potentially wait for that unless you're at a Go Fest or anything like that. Then obviously you're going to have to get that Pokemon. So this is a way to work around spending a lot of Stardust in Pokemon Go. It's a very easy way to be able to make sure that you can capitalize on these Pokemon, and most importantly, you guys can be efficient when playing Pokemon Go. You can have a lot of fun playing Pokemon Go, and you can get around paying a lot of Stardust for all these Pokemon by the shiny workaround trade, especially when you have friends that are in town. I did this with Steven. He wanted the balloon shiny Pikachu from Singapore, so what I did is I traded him the regular balloons costume the day before, 800 Stardust, and then the next day I traded him the shiny balloons because he already had a regular Pikachu, and I do believe if you've unlocked any type of costume shiny of that variant, it will work as well. So let's say I maybe don't have the regular Pikachu, maybe I got the Rayquaza hat Pikachu shiny, which is really dope. I got the Rayquaza hat Pikachu shiny. That means you have a shiny Pikachu registered to the Pokédex. So that means that any of the other Pikachus that you trade, as long as you have that costume unlocked, will save you a bunch of Stardust in Pokemon Go and make your gameplay more efficient. So if you guys have any comments, concerns, questions, please drop them in the comments below. I'll be more than happy to answer. But most importantly, enjoy yourself, save Stardust, be efficient, because every single Stardust count that you can save can go towards powering up more Pokemon Go, and that's going to be one of our end goals. So I appreciate you guys being here as always. To all my likers, comments, subscribers, Patreon members, everybody takes their support, subscription, representation to the next level. See you guys out in the next video. Peace. I want to take this time to thank everybody who supports me in every facet. It means the world to me, and an extra special thank you to all my Patreons. I greatly appreciate the extra support to continue to allow me to pursue Pokemon Go full time, allowing me to create my daily video uploads in the most timely fashion for everyone's benefit. Plus, I get the amazing experience of sharing my creative processes behind the scenes and rating all around the globe with select upper tiers. Thank you everybody for being a part of the Trainer Club. You all mean the absolute world to me, and I will see you guys out on the next video.